Shalom, shalom, Israel. This is another A.O.I edition of Telling the Truth and Giving the Facts. I'm the brother Ananias, and today's lesson is going to be about, or what we should call is being the woman the wife should be. Before we get started, we want to give our honor, glory, and praise to the Most High God of Israel. For all the brothers and sisters out there building themselves up in His truth. For those who haven't seen and just being introduced, welcome home. Now that you're here, it's time to learn your history. Get your insight, get the real knowledge and edification that you need to succeed in life. What we all need in order to succeed. But before we get started, as you're coming into this truth, there's certain things that need to be done decently and in order. So brothers, make sure that your head is uncovered. The crown of your head is uncovered. And sisters, make sure that your head is covered. This is according to the order of 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 4 and 5. It's an order to everything. It must be done decently and in order. But for now, today's topic is going to be about why the woman, or being the woman that the wife should be. This is a video directed at the sisters, to help strengthen the nation, to actually give you some insight from a male perspective and from thus saith the Lord, straight out of scriptures. And we're going to get some videos in as well. So get your notebooks, pens and pads, tablets, however you take notes, but pay close attention because this is very important. And I think it needs to be said. That's why I'm doing this. So first, I'm going to start off with a YouTube video, basically giving an outlook on what marriage is considered to be, or why black men don't want to marry, or is that the truth? Or is it just some myth, rumor just started? Or is there any truth to that? We're going to find out today, though. But I'm going to play this video, and we're going to take it from there.
Team Jackson, what's happening? So I've been sent this post a couple of times today, man. I really want to discuss it. It is titled, Why Men Don't Marry. Okay, so it says, because there's nothing in it for them. What exactly does marriage offer men today? Quote, men know there's a good chance they'll lose their friends, their respect, their space, their sex life, their money, and if all goes wrong, their family, end quote, says Smith, PhD, author of a book. Quote, they don't want to enter into a legal contract with someone who could effectively take half their savings, pension, and property when the honeymoon period is over. Men aren't wimping out by staying unmarried or being commitment phobes. They're being smart. Unlike women, men lose all power after they say, I do. Their masculinity dies too. Okay, before we get into the real discussion, man, I got to address the multiple reaches. Lose your friends and your respect. You ain't losing no friends or no respect that you didn't already lose by the relationship that preceded the marriage. So that's a reach. The space thing, okay, I kind of get that, but you're giving your space the same way the woman is giving hers. So really, that cancels out. And then the sex life, you're just giving up your thought life. You're not giving up your sex life unless you stop fucking your woman. And when the marriage is going to be doomed, it's all going to go wrong if you do that. But if you weren't ready to stop hoeing, you shouldn't have gotten married. Your money, you become the breadwinner. But if you marry a woman that's not an asset, guess what? That's your fault. And if she's an asset, then she's going to 10x everything that you got going on and eventually result in more money for you at the end of the day. And if it all goes wrong, their family, like, poof, be gone. Once a divorce happens, you just lose your kids. You ain't got no access to them. No, man. First off, there's a legal system in place to prevent that. Secondly, 9 times out of 10, you don't expect to lose your entire family. The family dynamic, the family structure changes, the households change, but you continue keeping your kids. Let's stop it. And then she had to end it on the reach about masculinity dying too. I don't know who the fuck y'all be marrying. But anyway, the part I really wanted to discuss, man, was the part where it said men aren't wimping out by staying unmarried or being commitment phobes. They're being smart. This is where I believe she came the closest to making a point. Even though I do think, yes, most men are being commitment phobes. Most men are wimping out. But as far as the men being smart part, I think it's less of men being smart But if a man is able to get marriage benefits, if he's able to express to a woman, whether verbally or with his actions, that he has no interest in saying I do at the altar, yet this woman says I do every day with her investment into him in the role that she plays, then it's not so much a man being smart, but a woman being foolish. And yes, we do have a lot of women doing that because marriage was created to make things fair. Because it's a business decision. It's basically saying no longer, is the relationship going to be riding on emotion that's fleeting, that's going to come and go, because the investment or the effects of that investment by one of these people, if we're talking about a traditional relationship and roles played in that relationship, is not going to come and go. It's going to be permanent. Like the woman, whenever she has those kids, whenever she's carrying that child and the changes that go on in her body, we talking stretch marks, we talking changes to her weight that ain't that easy to work off, especially with time constraints. We talking the changes to the way that her stomach looks, postpartum, you name it. These things have permanent effects, especially afterwards whenever she's doing a majority of the raising of these kids. Time, attention, and energy that she could be using to further her career, but she's going to be spending on those kids. That's why even today people are saying, man, why would you have kids this early in your career? You was just getting started. How you going to do all of it? You just ruined your life. Or it's so exceptional whenever we see a successful mom, because we know the implication is that she's doing a bulk of the work with the kids. So instead of investing into her name, she's giving more energy than the man is giving to what's going to ultimately be his legacy, kids named after him, even though she's doing the majority of the work, while he's going out, fulfilling his dreams, achieving to the best of his ability, making all this money. So if there's no contract in place, if there's no paperwork in place, then this man can take all of that investment, all of that benefit that's because of the woman, and take that to a whole other girl that wouldn't have looked this way twice before he made that come up. So a marriage contract, paperwork, legal documents, that makes sense. It's like going to a car dealership. Like, would you pay cash money for a car and not get a title in hand? No, that'd be dumb as fuck. That'd be foolish, right? And that's what a lot of women are being. So I do think there was somewhat of a point that men don't have that much to gain in a marriage these days. But whose hands does that power lie in? Women. So the real question is, as a woman, what does a man have to gain by either marrying you or actively and tangibly being pursuant of marriage? Or do you give him all the benefits up front with no commitment in place? So y'all let me know what you think in the comments, man. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.
What you think of the video? Pretty insightful. You don't have all the facts, but pretty insightful. Brother was pretty much on point for the most part. I don't agree with all that he said, but he made good points. But contrary to what the world projects to the masses, every man wants a woman to marry. Yes, it's true. Rich, poor, good, bad, and indifferent. But we've all been miseducated as to what our roles are as husbands and wives. So we got to return to the word of God in order to figure that out. Our true roles. And today we're going to be talking about the woman, the wife, the queen, the woman to be the wife she needs to be. First, we're going to start off with the definition of a wife. A wife is a married woman in relation to her husband. In other words, a bride, a companion, a partner, a helpmate. Let's go to the book of Genesis, chapter 2 and 18. Got to start at the beginning. If you want answers, got to start at the root. Can't start at the fruit. You got to go to the beginning. So we're going to go to Genesis, chapter 2, verse 18. And it reads, and the Lord God said, it is not good for the man. So let me start it again. And the Lord God said, it is not good that the man should be alone. I will make him a helpmeet for him. A helpmeet. That's why the woman was created, to help. Not to lead, but to help. For some odd reason, society got us thinking the opposite roles. So women, in the very beginning of the Bible, Genesis chapter 2 and 18, lets you know that you was created for the man, not by the man, but for the man, to be a helpmate, a helpmeet. Because he ain't supposed to do it by himself. That's what the Most High created you for. It is not good that the man should be alone. It's not good for the man to be alone. That's why he created the woman. I will make him a helpmeet for him. So you were created for man, not for another woman, not for yourself, but for the man. That's how it is. It's not chauvinistic or none of that foolishness. This is straight out of the scriptures. You can read it in any Bible. We all go to church, we all open this book, but we don't read for what it says. A woman was created for the man as a helpmeet. So let's go to Hebrews 13 and chapter 4. Hebrews chapter 13, verse 4. And it reads, marriage is honorable in all, and the bed undefiled, but whoremongers and adulterers God will judge. So we got to understand that marriage is honorable. We cannot continue listening to what the enemy portrays or puts on TV as running around being thoughts, whores, sugar mamas. You should understand that you're more precious than that. You should want more out of life than that. The Most High God created you to be married to the man. Likewise, for the man, he should be married to the woman. He shouldn't be sleeping around with that sister, that sister, that sister. Now, like I said, for those who are new into this truth, you got to understand that this Bible, the King James Version, is only written to the Israelites, for the Israelites, by the Israelites. So everything in this book is written for our learning, for us to gain, for us to learn from, for our well-being. No one else. We should only be going to this book to get answers, direction in life, instruction. This book was not written for the other nations. It was only written for the Israelites, you so-called African Americans, blacks, Negroes, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Indians. That's it. The 12 tribes of Israel. One nation. It was written for the Israelites. So we got to understand that being Israelite, we got to be married. The Bible just said marriage is honorable. Why don't we value marriage anymore? The enemy has played many tricks on us, putting it in the media, the movies, the radio, every which way you can think of. The enemy been hard at work trying to keep us broken as a nation. I can't make this up. Our households are broken. Why? Because we're not married. Our households are over 80% of our households are single parent homes. That should tell you something. Over 80% of so-called blacks, Latino, and Native Indian home, single parent homes. You don't see that high number in other nations. So-called white man, Chinese, Japanese, East Indian, Hawaiians. You don't see that in their household or in a nation. There's a high percentage like that. Yes, it happens, but for a majority, you don't see that in their household, in a nation. Only in ours. That's a curse. But we're going to stay on course. So the woman, we understand from Genesis 2:18 that she was created for the man to be a helpmate, to help him. You got to understand that. It's not about I, what I want. The woman was created for the man. Fellas, you got to understand this too. Woman is of man, created for man. Let's get that in 1 Corinthians chapter 11 and 8. First Corinthians chapter 11. Let's see. Bear with me. All right. First Corinthians chapter 11, verse 8. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. You got to understand that. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. Excuse me. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. That's reiterating what's in Genesis 2 and 18. For this cause ought the woman to have power on her head because of the angels. Nevertheless, neither is the man without the woman, neither the woman without the man in the Lord. So you got to be together. You were created for each other. What else? Why would you want a woman? Why would you want another woman? And man, why would you want another man? It's foolishness. It's chaos, confusion. And we all know that the Lord is not the author of confusion. But there's an order to things. It's not moving a woman on a puppet string. No, it's none of that. I'm going to read it to you. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Christ is God. So it's an order to things. First, you got God, the Most High God of Israel. You got his son, Christ. You got the man. Then you got the woman. It's an order to everything. Like I said in the very beginning of this video, the Most High stresses constantly. Everything must be done decently and in order. When we don't follow the order, that's how we have chaos. That's why the world is how it is today. Where women saying, I don't need a man. I can do this by myself. That's foolishness. You were created for the man. Now you somehow got it twisted in your head that you don't need a man. That was the whole purpose why you created. I don't understand. But that's the crafty counsel, the witchcraft, or the craftiness of the enemy to put that in your head, make you think that way. So order to everything. And we got to understand that the woman was created for the man. This is the beginning. The small stuff. But you got to start at the beginning to understand what's going on. From there, let's go to Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22. Ephesians chapter 5, verse 22. And it reads, wives, submit yourself unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. Verse 23, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Christ is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. This is for those who love to read in the New Testament that skip over the Old. How do you not read this? This is clear as day. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife. I don't understand that. You must do that. That's why you were created. Not to rule over him. You were created to help him. You don't believe? Let's go to Genesis 3 and 16. The book of Genesis, chapter 3, verse 16. And it reads, unto the woman he said. Now this is the Most High God talking to Eve after they ate off the tree that they weren't supposed to. Let's see what he did. This is a punishment that he's talking to her about. This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 16. And it reads, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. That's where you get these random thoughts about any and everything. Things that have no reference to what you're thinking or what's going on at the current time. Or overthinking. We going to the beach. It's January. You going to the beach in June. You panicking. What am I going to wear? Where are we going to stay? You panicking. Multiply thy sorrows and thy conception. We all know what that means. Childbirth. You're going to have pain giving birth. It's simple. But what you don't understand is, if you don't believe that to be true, look in the animal kingdom. They don't have pains giving birth. Shocking fact. A horse can stand up and deliver a baby, standing up, and it'll be good during the whole process and afterward. But the woman has all these labor pains throughout the whole process, each trimester. Had to take all these different prenatal pills, practicing breathing, contractions, labor pains, while giving birth pain, after giving birth pain. All these for breaking God's commandments. Let me finish reading it though. Unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. Whether you want to agree with it or not, that's what the Most High said was going to happen. The husband is going to rule over you. There's nothing you can do about that. You can try to go against it, but you see how that has our nation, single parent household, because the woman does not want to submit herself to her husband. And she's not conducting or presenting herself to be a wife, nor requiring that from the male to marry her. Give her, what's the old saying? Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? That's a proverb. That's a curse. Most I said we would become an astonishment, a proverb and a byword. That's a proverb. Wise saying. Why buy the cow when you can get the milk for free? You must value yourself more than that. The Most High tell you more precious than rubies. But the enemy has done such a great job dumbing us down, convincing us, manipulating us to thinking that, I got to put on these fake nails. I got to put on these fake eyelashes. I got to put on this wig. I got to put on rainbow colored hair in order to attract a man. I got to run my mouth at any given chance. And I'm supposed to attract a man. I got to show everything that I have on my body to a man in order to attract one. If I'm not showing my curves and my hips, I'm not bumping my gums, if I'm not being flamboyant, I can't find a husband. No, that's a lie. The enemy has done a great job of projecting that image to thinking that that's beauty. That's anything but beauty. Think about it. You know it. Fake nails, fake eyelashes, fake hair. Some of y'all run around with the fake asses, fake breasts. And then got the nerve to say you want a man that's 100% honest with you. It starts with yourself, self-image. That's why we're doing this class today. You got to understand who you are from the beginning, why you were created before you can do anything else. Stop looking to the enemy to guide you. Their main objective is to destroy you, keep you on the bottom of society. And they're doing a good job. You'll listen to them. They got you where you'll listen to them rather than listen to your own people, your own black husband or the black male. You'll listen to the enemy before you'll listen to your own people. I'm not here to bash. I'm trying to wake you up, give you something to think about. Because it's serious. I'm tired of seeing it. That's why I'm speaking on it. Trying to give you some knowledge, some education to think about. We can't keep watching these movies and thinking that that's going to get it done. Nah. That's scripted. And it's scripted by the enemy. Think about that. I'm going to show you another video on how we can get that back in order.
In the 1960s, Malcolm X once said, "The most disrespected woman in America is the black woman." From crib to casket, the average black woman is taught masculine traits. From the media, from the movies, from music, from parenting, from childhood, we are taught masculine traits of aggressiveness, anger, bitterness, to act tough, to act mean, and want to fight one another. We're the only group of people who accept and reinforce our own stereotypes. And we're also the only group of people who really accept and reinforce our own disrespect. How can we demand respect when we don't even respect ourselves and respect each other? We're the only group of people who are proud to be ghetto. Did you know that being ghetto is actually a culture that was placed upon us by our own oppressors? Being ghetto means poor. It means uneducated. It means not really fitting in society. Why are we proud of that? I try to hang around a group of black women or black girls and be pointed out because of my differences of looking modest or appearing smart or talking smart and acting more educated than my own black peers. The ghetto mentality is actually a backwards mentality. We can't get mad and demand respect when we don't respect each other. I understand our oppression. I understand the tough times that we've been through, the civil rights, anger, disenfranchisement, disadvantages, the black woman and the black man being separated from the state, the government controlling our neighborhoods. Our neighborhoods are in shambles. I understand where our oppression came from. We got to change our image. The media reinforces this portrayal of black women as angry, controlling, poor, uneducated, ugly, separate from the black man. Angry, tough, and I can go on and on and on. We all know the negative portrayal of black women in the media and even in our own communities. However, if we get in tune with our femininity by adapting to vintage style and some of the good vintage values, we can actually revert back this negative stereotype that's in the media and our communities about ourselves. The 1940s and 1950s and 1960s boasted a very classic, feminine, charming style that we all look into. If we start wearing more vintage-inspired fashion, what it could do is help revert our mentality from being, well, not me, but the rest of those individuals who feel more on the lines of more ghetto or fall into the category of this negative portrayal of black women who actually live this type of life, engaging in more vintage fashion and wearing more vintage-inspired fashion, vintage fashion, can actually help us, or help with bringing out more of your feminine charm. So in other words, if you wear more vintage fashion or wear more vintage-inspired, you'll start to sooner or later act more vintage, which in the vintage times, women were more respectable, more dainty, less argumentative, very classic, and overall very feminine. Feminism has told us to take control and become men, basically. No, let's take that back. Let's take back our femininity. Let's appear more beautiful, mystical, feminine, and powerful, and positive. Let's be the group of women that are role models for the younger generation. Let's be the group of women that makes other groups of women jealous. If we get in tune with the vintage fashion and vintage styles and also some good vintage values, it'll help us really appreciate our feminine and masculine mentality, our style, and it'll help possibly take away this very disgusting negative portrayal of us in the media as well as in our communities, because most of us rely on the media to learn. In music, movies, and all that, it helps us. A lot of us, not me, a lot of, I know you guys rely on this to learn, and there's a lot of Black children that watch TV and grow up with the TV, literally. Let's not have the television be our parents anymore. Black women, it's time we take back our femininity. If the most disrespected woman in America is the Black woman, why is she accepting her own disrespect? My name is Berlin, and I'm a vintage enthusiast and vintage lifestylist, and I'm here to help. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this, and be sure to drop a comment below. And be sure to check out my blog at www.berlinlynch.com for more vintage fashion, reviews, and vintage lifestyle. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
You see, it's simple. You need to retrain the mind, find out how the woman is supposed to act, how she's supposed to conduct herself, how she's supposed to dress. Everything these days is out of order, out of line, out of alignment. That's why we're doing this class. Be the woman the wife should be. And that starts with how you conduct yourself, how you dress, how you carry yourself. You got to realize that you're royalty. The Most High God chose you to be special above all people. In Deuteronomy 7:6. I'm going to go get that right quick. The Most High chose you to be a special people. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6, and it reads, "But thou art a holy people," meaning separate, different, "unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself." So yes, you are chosen, you are royalty above all people that are upon the face of the earth. I can't make this up. This Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. The Most High chose you to be separate, different. And he also gave us laws, statutes, and commandments to follow, you so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. A heritage, a way of living. We strayed away from that. That's why we don't know who we are. It ain't just happened within the past 10, 15 years. Nah, it's been going on for a while. But now it's just to the point where you got to sit down and put things back into perspective. I mean, women don't require anything from a man, and the man don't require anything from the woman. I mean, at some point in time, or once upon a time, a man had to court a woman in order to, do anything, just to get a kiss. He had to buy flowers, take her out, talk to her, call her, write notes, just to get a kiss. These days, you can just go, you ain't even got to buy a meal. You ain't got to go to McDonald's. The Most High said that you are more precious than rubies. Let's get that in Proverbs chapter 3, verse 15. She is more precious than rubies, and all the things that canst desire are not to be compared unto her. This also can be, he's talking about wisdom as well in this, but he's referring to the Israelite woman as well. More precious than rubies. When the last time you seen a ruby? Most High God said you're more precious than rubies. Yet and still these days, what does the enemy project in the TV and the music industry? Nothing. Tell you the opposite. So in order to get a man's attention, you'll do damn near anything. With no respect for yourself, but you want all the respect in the world. You talk to your brothers and sisters reckless. You don't respect yourself. So from there, let's go to Lamentations chapter 2 and 15. And it reads, all that pass by clap their hands at thee. They hiss and wag their head at the daughter of Jerusalem, saying, is this the city that all men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? Did I just read that? Is this the city that men call the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole earth? That's who you are, women, sisters. The beauty, the perfection of beauty. That's why the other nations try so hard to be and look just like you. You got to realize who you are. You're the perfection of beauty. And the author of beauty, which is the Most High God, created you to be who you are. The way he created you. Not the way you want to be, but the way he created you. With your natural hair. Us men, we love to see our sisters with their natural hair, contrary to what you may believe. Stop following the ways of the enemy. Stop envying the oppressor, wearing pink and green and blonde hair, red hair, thinking that you're being unique. How can you consider yourself to be unique when everybody has red hair? Or everybody's wearing blue hair this week, or everybody's wearing green hair this week. If everybody's wearing wigs, you're not being unique. Be unique and style your own hair that God gave you. Simple, natural. Wear the hair that God gave you. Don't be ashamed of it. The other nations wish they had your hair. Yes, they portray it in the movies to be less than, but the reality is, aren't they trying to braid their hair to look like you? When you grow your hair and throw it out, aren't they coming to you, can I touch it? My hair doesn't do that. Perfection of beauty. Stop watching the TV and trying to imagine your life to be what you see on TV. That's foolishness. It's scripted, as I stated beforehand. And it's not for your benefit. More so, it's detrimental to you and the nation. Because once you do it, your child sees it. And it continues on down the pipeline from there. What's the saying? The apple don't fall far from the tree. Once you see the mother doing it, she's going to continue to do it. It's that simple. And so on and so on. Now you got what you call today a whole generation of women that don't want to comb their own hair. That they were never taught how to deal with their own hair. Their mothers raised them just putting weave in their head. And they don't even have no shame. They wearing hair down to their ankles. They buying hair out of vending machines. Why? You gluing and sewing stuff in your head. Comb and grow your natural hair. Men, we really don't care for the fake hair and wigs. I know you don't care because that's how the way the world is, but men don't care for that. We don't care for the fake nails. Grow your own nails. File them. Paint them. It's real. Style Grow your own hair. You'll be proud of it. It's an accomplishment. You can do so many different things with your own hair. Grow it, style it. We love it. Stop cutting your eyebrows off to pencil them back in. That's an Egyptian custom. It's not an Israelite custom. That's an Egyptian custom. And it's foolish. Think about these things. You are the perfection of beauty. Let's go to Titus 2 and 3. Since we're on the subject of what a woman or how a woman should be conducting herself, let's go to 2 Titus. The book of Titus, chapter 2 and chapter 3. Chapter 2, verse 3 through 5. I'm tripping. Bear with me though. This is the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3. The aged woman likewise, that they be in behavior as becoming holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things, that they may teach the young women to be sober, to love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. That's in the New Testament for those who don't refer to the Old. That's in the New Testament. Why don't they teach on this? In the churches, the schools, your homes, why aren't they teaching this? That's why we in the predicament we in today. No one's teaching anything. Just put us in front of a TV and let the TV raise them, and you see the outcome. Don't teach them how to comb their own hair, and you see the outcome. Putting glue on their head. Sewing stuff in, put a cap on a quick weave. That's foolishness. Because you don't know how to comb or style your own hair. You're not proud of your own hair. The aged woman's supposed to be sober. Not giving them much wine, running around here drunk all the time. Sober. Temperate. Let me see. Not false accusers. You ain't supposed to be running around here accusing and lying and gossiping. Nah. But they portray that in the TV shows. What was that on Living Color? The woman that used to have Kim Wayne, she played the role. She would hang out the window and gossip about everybody walking up and down the street. False accusers. Not giving them much wine. Teacher of good things. Good things. Like how to love your husband. Teaching the child how to be a wife, be a woman, to be married, to have a husband. And then once you have a husband, what to do after you get married. How to keep the house clean. Chaste, discreet. Not somebody that's just running their mouth, talking loud as hell so the whole street or everybody in the building can hear her talk, have a conversation, know what they're talking about. Chaste, discreet. Everybody don't need to know what you're talking about. Everybody don't need to know your business. But the aged woman is supposed to be telling the generation coming up how to conduct themselves. They're not doing it because they weren't taught. Or they're too full of themselves. Where everybody these days just scrolling on Facebook. Meanwhile, the child is longing for some guidance. Longing for the parent to pour into them what they need in life. Be the mother that the child needs to be. not what the movies say or what society says. You know, you got to get back to who you are. Figure out your real role in life. It's not about money. It's not about showing everything that you got. It's not about letting everybody know your business. It's not about gossiping. It's not about being drunk or high. It's not about sleeping around. Think about this. That's the only reason why I'm doing this. It has to be said. It's a dress code as well. Let's go to Deuteronomy 22:5. I'm going to break this down for the ones who are hard-headed or for those who don't know. This is a commandment, mind you, Ed. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 22, verse 5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are an abomination unto the Lord thy God. So cross-dressing, that's what we're talking about right here. That's exactly what the Most High talking about. He's not the author of confusion. He gave a dress code and he told the men what to wear and he told the women what to wear. And it's basic common sense. But America or Babylon the Great or the oppressor or enemy has told you that you can wear pants if you want to, women. These are women pants. Nah, you don't have to. Don't worry about that. No, that's the same thing that happened to Eve in the garden. Surely you will not die. You will be God's. You will have knowledge just like him of good and evil. You surely will not die. That's exactly what they're doing here in America. Telling you, no, you can wear pants. The law's done away with. That's what Christ came to die for. Did he? Really? Think about that. The same enemy that was in the garden, the same enemy telling you that today. You're not supposed to be wearing pants, women, sisters. Just like a man is not supposed to be wearing a skirt, a dress. But what do you see in today's society? You see men wearing skirts and dresses. And it's acceptable? What's wrong with that picture? So should I take a woman seriously when she's walking around in pants? I'll let you think about that. Think about this as well. When you want to feel like royalty, when you want to feel special, going to a wedding or getting married, going to a ball, a dance, what do you put on, women? You put on a dress. Why do you put on a dress when it's something special? When you want to feel like something, you put on a dress. That's foolish. Why don't you want to feel like royalty or feel special every day? Think about that. And don't give me that it's comfortable. No. Putting on a dress is a lot more comfortable. And it's the reason why you're supposed to wear the dress. It gives room so you can ventilate down there. From wearing them tight pants, I'm sure you get all kind of what you call that? Can't even think of yeast infection. Pants too tight, legs rubbing together, chafing. You're supposed to have on a dress to ventilate down there. Also because everything in life is spiritual, especially when it comes down to following these commandments. When a man puts on a dress or a skirt, what type of mentality does he have? What type of spirit or mindset does he have? Very feminine. So what do you think happens when a female puts on the pants? Very manly. That's why y'all quick to run and jump up in a man's face and try to put your hands on him, run your mouth, throw shit. Take the pants off and humble yourself. Besides, most men would love to see a woman in a sundress any day over some tight pants. Any real man. You know you look better when you in a dress. You feel special, royal when you wearing a dress. Why don't you want to feel that way every day? That's the mindset or the witchcraft that the enemy has put on you to thinking that wearing pants is comfortable. That's foolish. That's why women today saying, I don't need a man. I can do by myself. Oh, matter of fact, I want to be like a man so much, I'm going to marry another woman. And we're going to go to the store and buy a toy so we don't need a man. That's foolish as hell. But that's a commandment. So when you want to be a wife, you got to realize that you are precious, more precious than rubies. You can't just be giving everything away free. You got to have a real mindset. You got to think of yourself as the perfection of beauty. And you got to be, as an aged woman, teaching good things, being sober-minded, not giving too much wine, not running your mouth gossiping, or all in your man's face, or any man's face, for that fact. Discreet. Everybody should know every move you make. You shouldn't be posting everything on Facebook or social media, trying to show off and get likes and comments. It's more to life than that. Part of the dress code is wearing the fringes. Let's get that. Numbers 15 and 38. The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. And it reads, this is also a commandment for you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You are the Israelites, the chosen people, the chosen nation of people of God. He gave you commandments, a way of living, a dress code. This is part of the dress code. I'm going to read it to you. Book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel and bid them, meaning command them, that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations. We still generating as a people. We still here. So we're supposed to have fringes on throughout their generations, and that they put upon the fringe of the borders a ribbon of blue. A ribbon of blue, that signifies royalty. And it shall be unto you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord. Not some of them, not the ones you want, but all the commandments of the Lord, and do them. And that ye seek not after your own heart, meaning your mind, and your own eyes, after which ye used to go a horn, meaning chasing after other guys, chasing after other customs or other people. No, this is royalty. This is something new in the world today. They don't know what this is. They see you wearing it. Wow, that's something special. What is that? Once you realize who you are and what you're supposed to be doing, now you're regaining your strength, your power, your honor. It's going to happen when you wake up to who you truly are. But wearing fringes is something that you're supposed to do. It's a commandment. From there, let's go to Proverbs 31. I know a lot of women saying, well, I'm a Proverbs 31 woman. Well, let's see what it's talking about. Let's see. Proverbs what? 31 and, let's see, 10 through 12. Let me see. Who can find a virtuous woman? for her price is far above rubies. There they go again. A virtuous woman, for her price is far above rubies. The Most High ain't playing. He letting you know you're precious. Said the heart of her husband doeth safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. Got to be able to trust her. And women, we got to be able to trust you. Why? The way you conduct yourself, the way you handle business. You're a helpmeet designed to help the man. I got to be able to trust you to handle business. That's the only way you're going to be able to move forward in life. What else say? She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. The man got to be able to trust you and know that you're going to do good, not evil, not plotting against him, not plotting with hidden agendas. I'm trying to get him for his money. Or I just want to get him for a child. Or I just want him to pay my bills. That's foolishness. Or I just want to get married because it's that time my biological clock is ticking. Come on, man. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. This is talking about a virtuous woman now. Proverbs 31 woman. She seeketh wool and flax and worketh willingly with her hands. She working willingly. Working. It ain't just sitting around with somebody fanning you and somebody feeding you grapes. No. Working. Putting in work. That's how the man will be able to trust you, because you're putting in work. Whether it's working a 9 to 5 or working in the house, raising the kids, if you got any. But working nonetheless. She is like the merchant ship. She bringeth her food from afar. The merchant ship go to and fro, handling business. That's what they talking about right there. Woman got to be handling her business, working. She riseth also while it is yet night, and giveth meat to her husband, and a portion to her maidens. She considereth a field and buyeth. With the fruit of her hands she planteth a vineyard. She girdeth her loins with strength, and strengtheneth her arms. That's amazing. You know? Meaning she gonna take care of things when they need to be taken care of. And whatever she touched, she gonna flip that. Gird her loins with strength and strengthen her arms. What are you talking about? Wearing your garments. Put on your dresses, your modest dresses. Put on your royal apparel and see how it changes your life on a daily basis. That's girding up your loins with your strength, your garments, and keeping these commandments. That's a virtuous woman. A woman that fears the Lord and knows her role. What man ain't gonna marry that woman? Ain't no man gonna be hesitant to marry a woman like that. A woman that conducts herself as a woman of class, who knows that she's far above the price of rubies. She knows what she's worth. She knows her role. She's always working hard. Whatever she touches, it turns to gold. What man is not going to marry that? Let's go verse 20. She stretches out her hand to the poor. Yea, she reaches forth her hands to the needy. Always willing to help. Whether poor in spirit or needy, just needing something, whether it be food, comfort, a shoulder to cry on, somebody to talk to. She is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. She gonna take care of her household. She gonna put in that work, make sure everybody's straight with whatever she got. She don't have to have all the money in the world. She don't have to have the biggest house. Come on now. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. They'll go on fine linens again. Dressing like royalty. Silk. The best. Royal garments. Her husband is known in the gates when he sitteth among the elders of the land. Because of this woman, the husband is known. Because of her good works, her good name, her good favor, her many works. The husband is known because of her good works. Come on now. She maketh fine linen and sell it, and delivereth girdles unto the merchant. So she out there hustling. Like I said before, putting in work, helping to sustain something, helping to try to achieve a goal in life, helping her husband to attain the vision that he's seen or that he wrote down for them to achieve as a family. Strength and honor are her clothing, and she shall rejoice in time to come. What does that mean? Strength and honor. Her strength is the commandments, and her willingness to follow the husband, I'll put it that way. And to fear the Lord and keep the commandments. What's her honor? She's royal. She's a virtuous woman. And she shall rejoice in time to come. For her hard work, she's going to get the things that she wants. By doing the thing that a wife requires, the husband's going to go overboard to give her what she requires, what she dreams of. And she's going to be rewarded in the kingdom when Christ returns. Think about that, women, sisters. It's more to life than just trying to do what you want to do. From there, let's go to Proverbs 18 and 22. And it reads, whosoever findeth a wife findeth a good thing and obtaineth favor of the Lord. So when a man finds a wife, he's supposed to be finding a good thing. He shouldn't be dreading to get married. When he finds that woman, he should be happy. Because he found a good thing and he know that's from the Lord. This woman's going to be a pillar of rest for me. She's going to help me to achieve greatness in life. There's no limit. You're going to find favor in the Lord because of this woman. Sisters, take that to mind. Take that to heart. Think about these things. Stop listening to what they put on TV. Hip-hop wives of Atlanta, basketball wives, football wives, mafia wives, wives of Orange County. All these women on TV acting a nut and ain't none of them married no more. Why do you think that is? And you follow right behind them trying to beat them. I don't understand that. Think about this. Let's go to the Apocrypha or Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and 13. Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and verse 13. It says, the grace of a wife delighteth her husband, and her discretion will fatten his bones. A silent and loving woman is a gift of the Lord, and there is nothing so much worth as a mind well instructed. A shamefaced and faithful woman is a double grace, and her continent mind cannot be valued. Listen to that. That's how the woman, sisters, this is what you need to be striving to be like. Not them hard-headed, clamorous women you see on TV. Not like the the women that don't know no better, the old heads that ain't teaching you nothing, they're single, 40, 50, 60 years old, that ain't got a man. Don't listen to them. Don't sit around and have pity parties with them. Drinking party, ladies night out, and they ain't teaching you, thus saith the Lord. You don't need that. That ain't gonna get you what you want in life. Guaranteed. You're gonna be sitting up just like them, lonely as hell, wishing you would have did this and did that. Well, why ain't nobody like me? Well, why she got a husband? I'm looking better than her. I got more money than her. It's something that she doing. Read Revelation 1 and 3. Blessed is he that readeth. Read, search out the scriptures, find out your role, find out what you're supposed to be doing if you want to be their wife or that woman to be their wife. Search out the scriptures, learn your role, learn what a man is required. Or better yet, learn what is required of you as a woman, as a wife. A gift of the Lord. A silent and loving woman. Silent. That one is every chance she get. Only reason they doing it because they don't have any understanding. You know, here go another proverb. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth, so you should be listening twice as hard as you talking. You can't learn when you're talking. So you got to humble yourself down and open your ears to listen, to receive what's necessary. Instruction, education, knowledge, wisdom, your power. Lynch letter on page 16 of it. But I can understand what it says on the top of my list is age. It gives you some more insight only because it starts with an A. The second is color or shade. There is intelligence, size, sex, size, plantation, status on plantation, attitude of owners, whether the slaves in the valley, on the hill, east, west, north, south, have fine hair, coarse hair, or is tall or short. Now that you have a list of differences, I shall give you an outline of action. But before that, I should assure you that distrust is stronger than trust, and envy is stronger than adulation, respect, or admiration. Meaning the black slave, after receiving this indoctrination, shall carry on and will become self-refueling and self-generation for hundreds of years, maybe thousands. What is he talking about right there? Talking about confusion. We gotta think about that thing. Create chaos on every level. This is page 33 of the Willie Lynch letter. It said, let's make a slave. By her, meaning the woman, being left alone, unprotected, with the male image destroyed, the ordeal caused her to move from her psychological dependent state to a frozen independent state. In this frozen psychological state of independence, she will raise her male and female offspring in reversed roles. For fear of the young man's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent, but physically strong. But she has become psychologically independent. She will train her female offspring to be psychologically independent. What have you got? You got a nigga woman out front of the man, behind and scared. This is a perfect situation for sound sleep and economics. Before the breaking process, we had to alertly guard at all times. Now we can sleep soundly. For out of frozen fear, his woman stands guard for us. He cannot get past her infant slave process. He is a good tool, now ready to be tied to the horse at a tender age. By the time a nigger boy reaches the age of 16, he is soundly broken in and ready for life sound and efficient work and reproduction of a unit of a good labor force. Can you believe that? So they try to create different levels of chaos, of controversy at every level. Being light-skinned, dark-skinned, tall, short, male, female, coarse hair, straight hair, every level of label, whether he working in the house or she working in the house, in the field, on the east or west, create controversy at every level of labor. It's happening today in the jobs, you know? But the main thing they were doing was trying to change the mindset of the woman, which they did, because by destroying the image of the male, it changes the mindset of the woman. So her seeing that the male can't protect himself or doing what he normally should be doing in a natural state of mind, she looks at him as inferior. He can't do what he's supposed to do. So that leads the woman to have a different mindset where she thinks she has to do everything. And then out of that, she raises the child or the kids in opposite roles. For the fear of the young man's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak, independent, but physically strong. That's how you know that a woman cannot raise a man. Oh, she'll feed him good. He'll grow up, be strong, but mentally weak as hell. Why? He always been bowing down the whole life. She been protecting him, handicapping him his whole life, instead of giving him the truth and taking him to some men that can correct him and raise him the right way. Give him the knowledge and understanding that he'll need as a man. A woman ain't gonna know how to do that. And what's crazy, they figured out that that woman will raise the child in opposite roles. So she gonna raise the child, the daughter, to be strong-willed, but raise the boy to be mentally weak. And just think about the amount of study time that these folks put in just to find that out, just to be able to create chaos and to control us. After reading this, we should all have an understanding of why things are the way they are. It was written and designed to be this way because of our disobedience. The Most High caused this to happen for our disobedience. And as the result, it's a lost nation who is angry, confused, beat down, tired, and searching for the truth. And the scriptures will show you. I can't make this up, but it must be spoken. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:54. I want to show you that it's part of the curses, the things that we go through right now. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 54. So that the man that is tender among you, meaning at one point in time, we used to be tender and delicate, not meaning like effeminate or anything like that, meaning we cared for each other. It says, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil toward his brother and toward the wife of his bosom and towards the remnant of his children, which he shall leave. Black on black crime, single parent household, all in one paragraph, one verse. I'm going to skip down to 56. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not adventure to set up the sole of her foot upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eye shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom, and toward her son, and towards her daughter. So women, at one point in time, like I said before, like the scriptures say, you're more precious than rubies. And the women back then didn't even let their foot touch the ground. Nowadays, women, what do you call them? Dirty foots. They don't give a damn. The bottom of their feet look like the top of the feet. Don't care. But it said that the woman will also have an evil eye toward the husband and toward the children. Why is that? How do you know that's true? You can just look around in society today and it'll tell you that. Just look. Who has the most single-parent household? So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, the Israelites. Who run around saying, I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. So-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. That's hatred on another level. Let's go to back in the book of Sirach to chapter 26 and 6 through 10. This right here, women, is what you should understand and strive to be. Not strive to be, but to refrain from being, to stay away from this type of person or woman. You don't want to be angry or scorned or shameless. But let's see what the Bible got to say. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 6 through 10. But a grief of heart and sorrow is a woman that is jealous over another woman. Stop being jealous. What are you jealous for? Stop. It's foolishness. And a scourge of the tongue which communicateth with all. You're jealous and you just gonna slander somebody's character, running your mouth. An evil wife is a yoke shaking to and fro. He that have hold of her is though he held a scorpion. You hear what the Most High compared a woman that be running her mouth and lying, an evil woman, to holding a scorpion in your hand. Verse 8, a drunken woman and a gatherer abroad causes great anger, and she will not cover her own shame. That's the woman running her mouth, showing everything on her body. Drunk, staggering all over the place, falling all over the place, trying to lay down with any and everything. She the one at the bar every night, at the club every night. Everybody knows she easy, she loose. Verse 9, the whoredom of a woman may be known in her haughty looks and eyelids. That's for y'all out there wearing these fake eyelashes, haughty eyes, trying to attract a man. We're not looking for that. We don't want that. It's hurting your eyes in the process. Your eyes are irritated, the glue in them. The eyelashes damaging your eyes. Not only that, they're as long as butterfly wings. What are you trying to prove? That's not natural. Don't no man like that. That's foolish. Cut that out. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Shameless means she just do whatever, don't care. That's Israelite woman all day, especially this generation. Just do whatever, don't care. Run off at the mouth, fight in the store, have temper tantrums, spit on folks, be in the club, shaking your ass, doing all this, doing all that, with no regard. What if this gets back to your parents? I don't care. lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty, freedom. That's why you ain't supposed to have that much freedom. You end up in situations you're not supposed to be in because you got too much freedom. You're learning the wrong things. Hanging with the wrong people, the wrong crowd. If they're not helping build you up or saying, keep these commandments, why are you wasting your time? Think about that. We don't have enough aged women teaching the good things of life or teaching our sisters how they should conduct themselves. From there, let's go to Proverbs 21 and 19. Most High ain't playing. You break it down easy though. You ain't gonna believe this. Check this out. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 21, verse 19. It is better to dwell in the wilderness than with a contentious and angry woman. That's nothing to be proud of. That's something that should make you think, like, wow, am I like that? Man, I'd rather dwell in the wilderness with nothing, no TV, no house, no nothing in the wilderness, rather than being in a house with an angry woman. Not that he's scared, he just out of order. Wow, it's amazing. But from there, let's go to Proverbs 5 and 3. I'm going to stay in Proverbs because this is the wisdom section of the Bible. This is the understanding that we all need, especially you sisters. That's why I'm speaking on this today. The book of Proverbs, chapter 5 and 3 and 4. For the lips of a strange woman drop as a honeycomb, and her mouth is smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. That's for you sisters that try to run game. Hey, baby, yeah, you can do that. Smoother than oil, but her end is bitter as wormwood, sharp as a two-edged sword. Let a woman get mad. She gonna tell everything. She gonna cut you down. Tell all your business. Throw it right in your face. Just because she's mad, angry. You don't need to do that. Let's go to Proverbs 6 and 24. Let's see what the Lord say there. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 24. To keep thee from the evil woman, from the flattery of the tongue of a strange woman. Lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. For by means of a whorish woman, a man is brought to a piece of bread, and the adulteress will hunt for the precious life. So Most High basically saying, keep from evil women. A man and a woman is known by their works and their looks, their attire, how they conduct themselves. We've been going over that throughout this whole video. Don't be one of those women, an angry woman, running your mouth, scorned, bitter. Don't be that. Don't even hang around women like that. Hang around virtuous women, Proverbs 31 women. That's going to help build you up, show you what you need to be doing in life so you can prosper. Most important, to keep them commandments and live. Let me go back to Proverbs 3 and 5. For those who say I'm foolish, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. This is what the Lord say. Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not into thine own understanding. So stop. No, he's talking this about the woman. I've been reading straight out the Bible. lean not unto your own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy path. Every day acknowledge the Lord so he can direct your path. What does it say? Be not wise in thy own eyes. Fear the Lord and depart from evil. That's what you got to do, women. Trust in the Lord. Stop being angry, bitter, jealous, envious. Do what's required. Know your role. Handle your business. Stop looking for handouts. Stop trying to let the government give you handouts, raise your family, destroy your family for Section 8, for food stamps. That's going to hinder your progress in life. Stop listening to these knuckleheads that's telling you that's the road to take. End up in the projects for 5 to 10 years because they didn't want to give you the knowledge that you needed to push forward. I wouldn't tell you this if I didn't care, if I didn't love you. That's why I'm here. I feel it necessary. The Lord told me to do this. Show my people their errors. In the house of Jacob, their sins or their transgression. Let's go to Proverbs 11 and 22. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, verse 22, and it reads, as a jewel of gold in a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. Did you understand that? A jewel of gold. You know, a jewel, gold, that's supposed to be a fine thing. In a swine's snout, so is a fair woman which is without discretion. So they're saying, seeing that piece of gold in a damn pig snout is the same way as seeing a beautiful woman with a loud mouth, without discretion, no discernment, no shame. Think about that. The Bible said these things. Come on. Let's go to Romans 1 and 26. This might shock you as well. The Bible speaks on it though. This is the book of Romans, chapter 1, verse 26. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which was against nature. And like also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one towards another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error, which was meet. This going into the lesbianism. You're so angry with the men, you say to hell with them and go find a woman. A woman that does the same thing. You're going to go find a woman, a stud, a dyke, whatever the case may be, that acts like a man, treats you like a man, but is a woman. I don't understand. How can you reproduce? Going to a sperm bank? That's foolish. You know nothing about that person. Think about these things. Or you going to go adopt a child. How out of order is that? 2 women or 2 men adopting a child and raising them in that environment. Think about that. That's crazy as hell. What do you think it's going to do to that child's mind? It's going to teach them that that's the way to be. That's okay. Just like Babylon the Great or America's society teaches being gay is okay. Most High is against that. That's an abomination. You're going to be put to death for that. Let's go to Leviticus 20 and 30 since we're on the subject. Leviticus 20 and 30. I mean, is that it? 13. 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind as he layeth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them. You see that? Most High ain't playing. Why in the hell would we want to follow down that path anyway? There's nothing beneficial about it. You need to get out your feelings, clear your head, come back to who you are, repent, start keeping these commandments, and find your strength. Find the Lord, your creator. He'll send you that husband. But you can't get to the point where you that mad where you turn to the same sex. That's a sin worthy of being put to death. You know? It's an abomination. The Bible tell you to prove all things. That's what I'm doing. I'm going scripture on scripture. Piecing this together for you, women. Sisters. Let's go back to Sirach, or Ecclesiasticus chapter 6. Chapter 6, verse 7. And it reads, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. What that's going into is prove your mate before you lay down, before you give that person your goods, your rubies, your life, your time, your energy, your thoughts, your mind, your spirit. Prove that person. Prove a friend. Don't be quick to claim this person to be your husband just because they look good or because they got money. They could be the damn devil the Bible speaks of. Remember, Deuteronomy 7 and 6 say you are special, a holy people. We're going to close it out with Revelation 22 and 14. Because at the end of the day, you got to come back to the Most High. You got to do His will. You want to be blessed. You can't keep trying to model your life after what you see on TV. Because at the end, that's going to get you death. It's going to get you killed. And in the process, it's going to cause you a lot of heartache, pain, stress, all these different things because you strayed away from your Creator. You strayed away from the law, statutes, and commandments that have been in your household since you were born. They always been there. They just never taught it to you. Yes, this is a long video, but it's needed. Hopefully you got some edification out of it. But to end it, we're going to go to Revelation chapter 22 and 14. And it reads, blessed are they that do His commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gates into the city. So if you want the kingdom, keep the commandments. Be a virtuous woman. Know your role. Come out of the ways of Babylon. Degrade and return to your glory. Put on your dress, your royal apparel. Close your mouth. Listen to learn. Understand. Read to show yourself approved, to be blessed. Know that you're not baby mamas, thoughts, side chicks, or lesbians, but royalty. You are the perfection of beauty, the joy of the whole world. You got to understand, you got to know that. They got to be implanted and rooted in your mind. Keep the commandments, and in all ways, in all things that you do, acknowledge the Most High. Do what he tell you to do. Watch how it change your life. I guarantee you. In that, I say shalom. Hope you learned something. I'm Brother Ananias for A.O.I. We out.